Hello, everybody, and happy today because today's a great day to be alive, isn't every day. And today I want to talk to you about holding space. So, how to hold space for someone. And oftentimes it comes across as some new agey, woo woo type of term, but holding space is essentially creating an environment that's conducive for someone else to have their own cathartic experience, or creating a space for someone to help themselves. So that's what holding space is, and it's something that I've been developing within myself over the last few months, and it's really interesting to go from a place where I could be quite cold at times to a place of pure compassion for other people and seeing how people respond to that as well. So holding space, it really comes down to three factors. So the first is being genuinely interested in the other person. So that entails asking interesting questions, or just people can feel if you're interested or not. So if you're not interested, why are you having the conversation in the first place, or why are you around this person in the first place? Address that. But you have to be genuinely interested in order to hold space for someone. And the second is to listen. Listening is so underrated in today's society. No one really listens to each other these days. It's really surprising. So if you actually listen to someone, they're very, very receptive, because it's so different from the usual people just looking at their cell phones or not paying attention. When you give someone your full attention and you're genuinely listening to them, it's profound for the person who is attempting to express themselves, because that's what this is all about, like allowing people to express themselves. Whether it's a friend, a family member, a loved one, a client, if you're a psychologist or a life coach or something like that, holding space is so important. And listening is such a critical component of it. So the first one is being genuinely interested, asking good questions or interesting questions, but not talking too much, because the second component is listening, and fully listening, being completely present with that. And then the third is to be in a place of compassion and non-judgment and pure love within yourself. So when you're in that state, that state of it's almost like unconditional love and compassion too. When you're in that state, you act almost, you're more pure. So you act as like a mirror for someone. So someone is having a conversation with you, but you're not doing much of the talking. You might ask a couple questions here and there, but you're just interested in listening. So if you're holding that space of compassion and love and forgiveness and non-judgment, you're going to act as a mirror. So when they're expressing themselves, they're going to reveal so much about themselves through you, just because you're in that pure space. If you have your own judgments and you let your own ego get in the way, and you're fearful and being reactive towards the person, you're like a dirty mirror, or not a mirror at all. So they're not going to see anything or come to any conclusion or have any cathartic experience or anything like that if you let your ego and fear and judgment and all of that bullshit in the way. But if you're pure within yourself, with those emotions that I said before, you act as a mirror. So you help them help themselves, or you help them acquaint with their own inner guru or their own inner master, because everyone is way smarter than we think. We have so much power. We have all of this knowledge that's inborn within us, that's intuitive, this heart-based wisdom that it's really never wrong, It's just that our mind and fears and ego get in the way from this intrinsic wisdom that we do have. So it's not about telling people what to do or anything like that, or being someone's savior, but it's all about creating that environment where they can get to know themselves and they can get in touch with their own all-knowing heart wisdom. So it's all about just letting them to let go of their own blocks. It's providing that conducive environment for them. And that's what holding space is. So do that. Do that with your friends. Do that with your family. And do it professionally too, even if you're in a business environment. People really appreciate other people who will listen to them, in any situation. And if you want to get selfish with it, it feels good to help people too. And also people will like you better if you can listen and you can provide some objective input without judgment or biases too. So when you hold space, it's advantageous to both parties. All right? So peace, much love, one love. I love you guys. Peace.